Summoners Pact. That lets us actually just get Titan and kill our opponents, so that's pretty good. Okay, I'll take that. Gotta make sure I find the right land here. The stronghold is in hand! Oh no! Hello and welcome, guys. We are back here with some Moniz style Karn the Great Creator Amulet, and we are currently 2-0, so hopefully we can get this 3-0. Either way, we're doing well so far. Have you guys learned anything? Let me know in the comments below if you have learned something, and that is the main goal of this content, of course. That and a little bit of entertainment, hopefully. And I have nothing else to say. If you're interested in the deck list, then go check out Match 1. That's where you can find the original deck list, although this is the exact same deck list. But if you want to find out where it came from and what I think about some of the card choices initially, then go check out Match 1. That's where you will find that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the games. Alright, let's hop in here for the match. Playing against Colio Beware. I have no clue if I'm a Colio Beware, perhaps? Yeah, that makes a little sense to me. We have a turn 3 Karn. I mean, yeah, I'm keeping it. We're on the draw, so turn 3 Karn might be a little slow, but our opponent's on a Mishra's Bauble and Luris the Dream Den deck, so we've kept a hand that's semi-resilient to discard spells here. They can take our Karn if they want us not to have a turn 3 play here, or they can take Explorer to try to stop us from ramping. Either way, we have the lands that we're going to need. They do take the Explorer. Alright, let's just top deck, I don't know, anything good. That one doesn't really qualify, but that's okay. We'll play out this T-West and pass it back. Getting our tap land out of the way, getting our blue source in play to potentially transmute down the line. Our opponent has a Goyfier, a Wrenn. Interesting. Wrenn in the Luris deck. It makes sense, but I haven't seen a whole lot of that going on in the past. Alright, let's get this Garenbrig out of here and pass it back. Yeah, not really drawing any ramp spells hasn't been fantastic for us here, but I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Our opponent hasn't put a clock on us just yet, although this Wrenn is a bit of a clock. It'll give them infinite discard spells effectively and potentially infinite lightning bolts or something like that. Death Shadow. Death Shadow is a good one. Alright, we need a Dryad off the top. That's what we'd like to see. A Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Let's go right now. Amulet. You know what? I will take that. I will take that. I guess we're playing a green source for activating Garenbrig and then playing out this Amulet so we can cast this Titan this upcoming turn. Passing it back. Might lose our Amulet to a Kolaghan's Command, but what are you going to do about it? We don't really have anything mainboard to deal with the Shadow. I don't think we have any explosives in the main. And them sacrificing Peatland to draw is a good sign for us here. We're going to be taking at least 6 from the Shadow. If they were to plus the Wrenn and get back the Peatland. Of course, they have Fetch Shock to make it 8, so whew, we're taking 10. They're going to take our Titan here, of course. Man, if we had 1 extra mana, we could Karn for Explosives and blow it up on 1. I guess if we top deck a Arboreal Grazer, then we can still do it, or like a Azusa probably would do it as well. Summoners Pact. That lets us actually just get Titan and kill our opponent, so that's pretty good. Okay, I'll take that. Alright, let's play this Growth Chamber. You know what? Yeah, even if they have Dismember here, since we're playing the Stronghold version, we actually just get to destroy them anyways through Dismember, so... And not like they could cast it, so our opponent's just dead here. That's great. Well, you know, you're messing around with Wrenn and 6s and all this other stuff. Let's just haste the Titan and kill you. Seems pretty good. I gotta make sure I find the right land here. The Stronghold is in hand! Oh no! Well, I'm definitely eating those words. Yeah, I didn't consider that. There's nothing we could have done about that, though. No way we could have played differently. I suppose we can put a Karn into play this turn also. We need to be able to pay for our pact. Alright, let's unclick this Garrison. So if we get 2 bounce lands, we can pick up T-West and the castle and leave enough mana in play to have 2 mana up. We probably have to chump the Shadow with our Titan, and then our Karn will be able to get us explosives and kill the Shadow. Might not be good enough, but we'll see. I mean, we definitely got to get Karn into play here. I'm kind of tempted to just get double Growth Chamber. We could also get Colony Garden and plan to chump with Colony. We're still dead to Temur Battle Rage regardless. We don't get to put Karn into play this very turn, and the next turn we'd have to pay 4. We'd have 2 up, so we wouldn't be able to play Karn and minus it, but we might still have a Titan in play. Odd. Yeah, I think Colony Garden is probably going to be the play, though. Okay, Colony Garden and Radiant Fountain makes some sense. Or we could get a blue source, like a Growth Chamber, so we can transmute Telaria West this upcoming turn, perhaps. I don't know. I don't think the other one matters that much. I'm just going to get Breeding Pool. Colony Garden and Breeding Pool is the choice. Not paying the life, of course. Alright. So, if our opponent has a removal spell, we have to block with our Titan, sadly. Why do we have to have this Stronghold in hand? Ugh. I mean, there's still no way we're not just playing Titan there instead of Karn. Still gotta jam the Titan, I think. Okay, they get rid of our plant token with a Wrenn. That makes sense. We do have to chump with our shadow. Chump their shadow with our Titan. I don't know. Maybe the Colony Garden wasn't the choice, considering they do have Wrenn in play. Goodness. I guess we did have to play Karn. Let's float it this way. Second Amulet does not do it. And we're actually losing this game. That is so unfortunate. Oh, man. Well, I got bamboozled by myself. Alright. Anything we want to sideboard. I feel like Natural Valcut is pretty good against our opponent. And Bajuka Bog could be good against specifically Lurrus, but I don't know if it's that good regardless. Force and Rexage don't seem very good. Dismember seems extremely situational, although it could be good to hit Tarmogoyf for a Shadow if we need to. I'm gonna try Dismember. I've always flopped back and forth between whether or not we should be bringing in Dismember against Shadow or not. Bog could be good if our opponent has Goyf as well, and they did show us green, so I am going to bring in the Bog. We can take out a Cavern here. Maybe Radiant Fountain, maybe not. More lands is probably fine. We can trim a Summoner's Pact. Grazer seems alright here. I'm going to board out 1, though. Although Grazer does enable us to play an early Karn pretty well. Maybe just a second Summoner's Pact, as we do have Karns for additional threats. Or just a land that's unimportant. I thought about boarding out the Radiant, but maybe a Stirrings. Stirrings helps us find Karn or a bounce land or Amulet. So that seems fine. I like having a lot of Summoner's Pact at the ready, but let's just get rid of an extra pact here and submit. Alright, we would like to be on the play. We have the classic all bounce lands hand. No thank you. And now we have the no land hand. That's also a no thank you. Okay, so we have lands and spells. We have a T-West that we could transmute for Titan if we choose to keep it in our hand. We can pretty safely bottom Vesuva here, as we have Titan mana already. And Forest is going to let us cast Dryad on turn 3. Which makes me think it's probably correct to bottom the Telaria West here. That way we just have to naturally draw Titan, but we have only 1 land to draw to get Titan mana, and then we can also cast Karn if we don't find Titan. So that's the line I'm going to go for. We'll play Garen Brig out and pass it back. Wow. Well, we stole the loss for game 1 from the clutches of victory. Definitely doesn't feel good. Our opponent's on Hex Drinker. Interesting. Alright, so they get to draw from Bauble. Amulet is a nice one. I guess we might as well throw that one into play. Play Forest and pass. We can play turn 3 Karn here if we so desire. Not sure how good Hex Drinker is against us. We'll see. They're leveling up Hex Drinker already. Turning this one into a 4/4 next turn. I mean, we can always just get explosives to deal with this. That would require us not to play the Dryad. We could also play Growth Chamber Dryad, and then next turn, Karn minus for explosives and immediately cast it. Or just play a Titan if we draw it. I think doing that is going to be better. Let's see, if we... Let's assume that our Dryad dies. Our opponent will be able to level Hex Drinker up to a 4/4. Let's say that they have a third land and choose to just go all in on the Hex Drinker. That'll be a level 5, and then the turn after, they can give protection from everything, but that still makes their Drinker die to engineered explosives. So I'm pretty comfortable just slamming a Dryad here, I think. No reason to get super ahead of ourselves and just slam a Karn here. Even if they have a discard spell, we can pitch one of these Karns. Assuming that their discard spell is not a Thoughtseize, then we can just dodge the discard spell. Inquisition doesn't hit Karn, so... I think it's pretty free to play Dryad here. They dismember, that's fine. Cool. I guess now when we minus Karn for explosives, they're going to have the opportunity to make us discard the explosives, which is kind of annoying, but they also committed a shadow that they may not otherwise have committed, so I'm fine with this. Alright, let's pick up a non-growth chamber land here since we have an extra bounce land ready to go. Here's Karn. Definitely minusing immediately. We'll get one of our explosives from the sideboard and pass it back. See if they bother killing the Karn or not. We're very close to dead, in all honesty. If they just leveled this guy up to 8, then we'd be taking 11 already. They draw, which is a great sign for us. If they do have discard for our explosives, then we're in a lot of trouble, though. Alright, they are killing our Karn. That's good for us. Leveling up the Hex Drinker. It doesn't really do anything. Alright, well, I mean, clearly we're explosives thing on a 1 here. So let's get that into play. And I think that there's no harm in just waiting to pop the explosives until our opponent's turn, so... prevents them from like, having something like a Swift Spear, although they obviously wouldn't commit it immediately. Just go ahead and blow this explosives on one. We can cast Titan this upcoming turn if we draw it, which is fantastic. If our opponent gets Luris back here, then we can potentially just use a Titan trigger to get Bajuka Bog and put them off of everything from their graveyard. They do get back Luris. Alright, Titan off the top. Let's go. There we go. We'll absolutely take that. And we are going to use our Colony Garden here to stop our opponents from having Liliana the Veil minus to get rid of our Titan. Right, so we want the Bog that we brought in, thanks to our gigantic brains and Colony Garden. Yeah, things are looking good now. Opponent says, seems decent. I'll say, it's alright. Alright, so we won game 2. Whew, that was pretty close, actually. On a mold of 5, also. That's impressive. Alright, so anything to change? I don't think so. I don't think we want to be super heavy on Grazers, although obviously having top decks to find Primeval Titan is a very impactful effect. I think we probably want the third pact over a Grazer, especially since we didn't see anything like Cleansing Wildfire or Ashiok, anything like that to punish this. Opponent says, I would have appreciated if you didn't kick my teeth in, but I understand. Sorry. Recompense for game 1. Alright. Yeah, I think that's the only change I am interested in making, so let's run this one back. Karn looking very good in this matchup. Ugh. A perfect Explorer hand with no green source. We could top deck a green source. Oh, should I risk it? I mean, otherwise we're just going to get discarded into Oblivion anyways. Turn 1 Thoughtseize would ruin any hand that we keep. If we got a hand like this on 6, we'd probably have to mulligan to 5. I don't know. Let me know what you would do in the comments. Is this a keep or a mulligan? I would like to know your opinions. How likely are we to draw any green source? Let's go check the deck. So we have 1... Cavern does not count, actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Colony does count, in my opinion. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Crumbling Vestige is not the best green source, though. So, like, 10 cards. That's not a ton, in all honesty. I guess even a bounce land we could just play on turn 2 and have Dryad for turn 3. Ooh, this is really close. This is really close. Our opponent has kept their 7. I'm gonna try it. I think that we'll hit this green source off the top. I have faith. Our opponent's gonna discard spells to see what's up. Come on, green source. Let's go. The 4th Explorer. Oh boy. Let's bog our opponent. Get it out of the way. Pass it back. Need to have our untapped sources, of course. Our opponent says that's a bold keep. They say it's a bold keep, I like it. Thanks. Thank you, opponent, I appreciate it. Natural Bojuka Bog coming in play here against this Tarmogoyf. Green source. Green source amulet. I will take it. We'll put it into play before it can get discarded. Land go. Man, opponent, if only you knew that we had all 4 explorers in hand here. Opponent says, I have bad news for you. Let's see the bad news. He said there may not be a green source on top. Right, attacks for 3. Cool, cool, cool. Oh. Alright, green source. Ooh. Our opponent's stuck on lands too, though, so we can do this. We can get there. Our opponent's leveling up Hex Drinker. Of course. I hope so. I hope they're leveling up Hex Drinker and not doing anything else. They might be getting Lurrus in their hand here. I would not be super surprised at that. De-Glamour. Choose target artifact or enchantment. Its owner shuffles it into their library. Well, that's just rude. That is just rude. Green source. Pass it back. Clearly, we should have mulliganed this hand. Hindsight 2020. I don't know. What do you think? Was this a bad keep? Has not turned out well for us. Our opponent gets to see all 4 explorers. That's a lot of damage. And that's lethal. All right. Well, that just happened. Let me know what you thought about that match. I think that Game 3 played out in, a way that you would expect. A pretty average game there. Definitely the way I usually expect the Jun Shadow matchup to go. And yeah, we are currently 2-1, and that's still a pretty good record. And we are learning here and having some fun regardless. Thanks to our opponent for being a good sport. And I have nothing else to say. If you got something to say, put it in the comments. I do read every single comment. And if you did happen to enjoy this video or learn something from it, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fantastic stuff. And I will see you guys in the next match. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.